being an update by the Empowerment for Unemployed Youth Initiative and the Coalition of Civil Society Groups on Transparency in Governance, this 8th day of May 2025. On Tuesday, 6th of May 2025, we addressed the media to expose the shenanigans, giving a clear coincidence that the recent protests against Engineer Mele Kyari, former Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Company Limited, is sponsored and heavily financed campaign of calumny by persons who are disgruntled or purely out for a blackmail. There is nothing in those protests other than multidimensional mischiefs, as we've seen presently. Recall that we informed you that the campaign suffered a major setback when credible civil society groups and activists began to question the motive behind the protest and the scandalous tactics employed by the organizers of the protests and their sponsors or patrons. Shamefully, however, the financiers of this evil project refused to back down in an attempt, therefore, to pollute the noble legal profession as they have done to the civil society. They procured a few lawyers who dressed other hustling citizens in suits to go out into different institutions of government to impersonate lawyers and the legal profession in the name of protest and submission of petitions. It should be stated in clear terms that those marauding bands that we're seeing a fortnight ago are not lawyers. They are only people who got suits, and some of them wore wigs and claimed to be lawyers. Our petition has already gone forward. The whole idea about this repulsive ingenuity is to leverage on the high pedigree and regards the legal profession enjoys in order to create the impression that there is a serious matter for which members of the Nigerian Bar Association are interested and are trying to expose. But in reality, there were no more than 5 terrible, mischievous, fiendish, noise-making lawyers behind that antic. In fact, we still suspect that they are not even up to that number, as our petition to the NBA reveals. Consequently, as we promised you during our press conference 2 days ago, we have formally reported the matter to the Nigerian Bar Association. An acknowledgement of the petition is here, which we have forwarded to the NBA. And that petition details how the image of the legal profession is being impugned upon and how we are concerned because of the need for sanity in the civil society and in the legal profession. We informed the NBA that we recognize the nobility and high standing of the legal profession and understand the reason why lawyers and non-lawyers alike feel a sense of responsibility in protecting the honor of the legal profession. However, we also noted that a strange phenomenon has arisen, which is concerning to us as civil society activists and should be more troubling to the NBA as a body of professionals. Furthermore, we listed 4 major issues we are worried about: the emergence and operation of such bizarre lawyer groups that have no clear antecedents. 1, the group appears to have been created solely to wage a campaign of calumny against Engineer Mele Kyari. Fact checks show that there is a spindly organization with no roots, no past, no antecedents. Number 2, it has an amorphous leadership and operation in which different persons are reported in the media to be their leaders and spokespersons at different times and different locations and for different purposes. They also carefully create an ambiguity by saying the so-called guardians of democracy and the rule of law is a group of lawyers and coalition of civil society groups, thereby giving out the impression that all those involved in their activities are lawyers, while also building an alibi that some are just members of the civil society organization, whereas the impression they want to create is that a large mass of lawyers have convened. That is a falsehood which has been purely and totally debunked. Consequently, we requested for the following actions from the NBA as contained in our petition. Number one, an investigation into the statuses of one barrister, Aminu Bello, another barrister, Rotimi Adeyemo, another barrister, Benjamin Theophilus, and Emmanuel Agada, and Asika Raymond, who are persons that variously claim to be leaders of the group. We suspect that some of them may not even be lawyers. And if they are, we contend that their activities are unethical and it should come under the scrutiny of the Nigerian Bar Association. Number two, that they provide us, that is the Nigerian Bar Association, provide us the details of the 500 lawyers who they claim are pursuing the probe or trial matter against Mele Kyari. It is opprobrious to dress persons in lawyers' attires to impersonate the legal profession, so it should be investigated. So it behoves on this group of lawyers to present the full details of these 500 lawyers that they claim came out, and let these 500 lawyers be mirrored against the records of the Nigerian Bar Association to ascertain if truly they are lawyers. That is a major integrity test for this phantom and lily-faring group. An investigation should be launched, so-called guardians of democracy and the rule of law. For instance, cursory checks indicate that it is not a registered organization. Is it operated by lawyers or persons using the organizations to masquerade as lawyers? We hope that the NBA will never allow the legal profession to be so ridiculed as being carried out by this apparition under so many false pseudonyms. Their findings may help provide the appropriate sanitizer that we need in the civil society space itself. And it is also our hope that at some point in this matter, the security agencies, the Nigeria Police Force, the Department of State Security Services, and all other intelligence organizations will step in to identify those who paraded as lawyers when they are not.